Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar. Now I'm gonna look a little perky right now, and that's not because I've been snorting this G Fuel or anything. Look, I like this stuff, it's some of my favorite, but right now I'm not perky because of that. I'm perky because I'm at war with anti-cheats. Now, a while back I talked about BattlEye and how much I disliked BattlEye and how much BattlEye ruined my love to play Rainbow Six Siege. Ever since then, I don't play Rainbow Six all that much. Look, I try dabbling in every now and then, but I don't know. Because of my experience with how popular that game has gotten and the amount of cheating that exists and the weird double standards with the anti-cheat that is being used for that game, I have sort of, whittled away. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because, listen, giant disclaimer, I understand why anti-cheat exists. I'm not an idiot, okay? Trust me, I get it. Anti-cheat exists because there are actually losers out there right now, okay, whose only goal in life is to get a really high KD, to get some wins in Warzone, to ruin the experience for somebody else online. After they play their video game and turn off their hacks, there is nothing going on for them in their life. They're not doing anything, okay? And let's not mistake that in the age of YouTube and Twitch streaming, there's gonna be a ton of players out there who need to have the highest level plays that have ever been showcased on the face of the internet, and there's no doubt that there's a chunk of cheating that exists simply because of somebody trying to appear to be the very best. I don't agree with it, but it's also another whole reason why this has grown so exponentially. And as a shocker, we're seeing way more cheaters because guess what? There's way more gamers out there than have ever been existing, okay? So that's, all of this compounds into this massive issue. Now, anti-cheat exists because even though those people are ruining the experience, we need some sort of, protection against it. That's why anti-cheat exists for PC. But even though that is said, I feel like living in this world, anti-cheat unfairly targets me because of the system that I use. Now listen, I'm a Linux gamer, right? I like using Linux, okay? That's pretty much my operating system of choice. I hope 10 years later, people switch over to Linux sometime. Most of the stuff we do is in a web browser, so I really hope Windows as a whole starts to get tossed to the side. It's an old school operating system. It's literally here because it's the cancer that we have used since the beginning, and that's pretty much what it is. If it sounds harsh, it is harsh. But that's where I sit. Now, being a Linux gamer means that I'm a second-class citizen among second-class citizens. Look, I'm not a hacker, but every time I try to play a multiplayer game underneath Linux, if it's not natively supported, the game automatically assumes I am a hacker, okay? I'm cheating. Even though that I'm not, okay, the game will kick me off. And it has the entire right. I modify files in order to get games, Windows games, running underneath Linux. For the most part, every single-player game I play is pretty fine. Linux gaming is great. It's getting better literally every day. Now, when a game doesn't work underneath Linux, your boy uses a virtual machine. Now, I made plenty of virtual machine videos, okay? I think my friends have made fun of me for it. They've memed on me, rightfully so. And I made plenty of videos that are like 40 minutes long, sometimes up to an hour, literally showing you step by step how to make your own gaming virtual machine. And I am proud of that, okay? Because I want more people to at least learn something new and try it. Now, this setup worked really great. Billy has served me well, but you know what's failing now? Is now most of these online multiplayer games are considering my method of virtualizing Windows 10 to game is suddenly putting me into the banned camp of hackers. Now, if you remember back to my Rainbow Six Siege videos where I looked at, the terrible anti-cheat that is BattlEye, it has basically targeted KVM users, okay? At this point, nobody with the virtual machine is really playing that game. Unless you know what you're doing with patching the kernel and trying to hide what your virtual machine is up to, hiding flags, all of it, you can play some Rainbow Six Siege. Hell, you could even play some Valorant. Is it worth it? No. Is it going to get you a ban? Absolutely. And it's a deserved ban because by definition, you are circumventing all the rules that those programs have set. I don't fucking agree with it, but that's the goddamn shit stain that I'm sitting in, okay? So pretty much when most multiplayer games are doing this now, it's not just Rainbow Six. It goes up to Escape from Tarkov, which is a game that I enjoyed playing with friends. But if I fucking can't play it anymore, then go fuck yourself. It's even to a point where longtime games like Destiny 2 that I've played almost seem like I'm tripping on a landmine because I don't know if just by the mere act of launching it through Steam in Linux or under a VM is going to give me a straight ban. I didn't hack or anything. I literally just launched it through, I guess, an unsupported operating system. Kinda wild. The only games that aren't doing it is fucking Call of Duty. So, and Halo, or anything that uses easy anti-cheat, because easy anti-cheat is better than fucking any other anti-cheat I've used, and yet it doesn't have to ban fucking virtual machine users out there. And dude, I don't even know how long this is gonna last either, because quite honestly, what you're looking at right now is the same virtual machine that I'm using to edit this video in and launch easy anti-cheat games under. I can launch Halo, I can play it online. But again, I don't know. If easy anti-cheat decides to shut it down, then the entire VM project I made is completely pointless, and shit, it just means my repertoire of multiplayer games goes completely out the window. But day by day, it seems as though my setup is being fucking unfairly targeted. Now, when you look at hacking on PC, it's fucking a wildfire, okay? At this point, any multiplayer game that exists right now on the market that has any modicum of popularity is filled to the brim with hackers. If we look at Call of Duty Warzone, that game is free to play. You know what free to play means? Free to play means a fucking free license to hack as much as you want. What are they going to do? Hardware ban you? Motherfucker, they'll just spoof their hardware IDs and get right back onto Warzone with their hacks, blowing shit up, ruining life for every other fucking player under the sun. This tool that I'm showing you on the screen right now is literally what a lot of people use to actually get rid of their shadow bans and spoof their hardware IDs, that everyone on the internet was like, yeah, just ban these, this will get everything cleared. No, it's this easy to get new hardware IDs. You have no idea. And this doesn't just work for Warzone, it works for almost any other game out there. The reality of it is, these people are doing it within Windows 10. There's no virtual machines, there's nothing they need. This is the easiest way to do it. You pay a couple bucks and you get these spoofers, and they consistently update it because this is a profitable market. The best way is for the company to sue. Fuck the anti-cheats. They need to just start throwing their lawsuits around like Rockstar and Activision have been doing already. Now, at this point, I don't really know what the fix is. Activision clearly isn't putting enough time and effort into it. With Rainbow Six Siege, you cannot play a game of ranked, unranked, quick play without some motherfucker auto-aiming to your head and popping you right there. Grand Theft Auto 5, good luck playing without a hacker, okay? Hacking in that game is the fucking norm. If you're like me and you don't bring hacks to GT Online, you're like a rare fucking dude in the middle of nowhere, okay? That's pretty much how it works. GTA 5 is like the worst fucking offender. The hacks are easy to run, they're cheap as hell, and honestly, they ruin the experience for everyone out there no matter what. You want to crash some other player's game? Go fucking for it. You want to goddamn, hack in a ton of vehicles to just destroy everyone's computer all at once? Go for it, okay? You want to troll somebody in invite-only sessions? Go for it. Rockstar clearly doesn't fucking care, and that's pretty much how it goes. Grand Theft Auto Online is also a very interesting game to talk about because even if you put anti-cheat into it, there's not much that anti-cheat is really gonna do because most of the actual processes and everything, I believe, actually happen on the client level, so it really just falls onto the actual user themselves. Rockstar barely does any server processing themselves, so even if they ban VM users, the counter argument is, hey, if you got the best anti-cheat in the world, I don't really know how much it's going to help given that the core of your game is so archaic and old. Now, with all of this, what is the commonality that I'm hinting at? It's to tell you that the hacks that I am mentioning aren't hacks that are performed necessarily through my virtual machine system. Now, here's my theory on anti-cheats. I'm not targeting anyone in specific. I think almost every anti-cheat has this mentality that they're really trying to fluff up the numbers of bans. So let me speak to you from a business perspective. Imagine that you're pitching your anti-cheat to Ubisoft or EA Games or Microsoft. And the entire goal over here is to convince these companies that our anti-cheat is superior. It is in an anti-cheat's benefit to ban as many fucking people as they can. Imagine banning 1,000 people, but only 100 of them are hacking. 900 of them maybe are running something suspicious. Maybe something is hooked into the game that has caused them to be banned. They would gladly ban 1,000 people so they can report that we have 1,000 bans. Because here's the thing, an executive at a gaming studio doesn't fucking care about false positives. They're not going to look into it. They don't care. They'll just hear, wow, it seems really effective. Hire up right now. That's pretty much how the anti-cheat market effectively goes. I'm not saying that anti-cheat developers don't put time and effort into making proper software, but I like to say from a business angle, this is exactly how the industry seems to work so far. If any anti-cheat developer wants to fucking respond to this, go for it. Give us the details on how this fucking business works. But that's pretty much the anti-cheat mantra. Now, for the last month, I have effectively, well, not the last month, the last 2-3 months, aside from being in a hospital, I've been looking into the amount of hacks and where they consistently originate from. So looking at the hacker market, I mean, you actually come across legit landing pages like this. So it literally is just a full-on market. So for example, if you want to get GTA 5, I earlier in this video talked about Eclipse mod menu. I mean, they got a whole login page and everything. You actually have to buy a service and be connected online to their network, or at least ping them in order to use their service. So you're literally paying monthly prices for VIP access standard and a $25 access for something soon. And of course, this is just a pure hack for Grand Theft Auto 5, right? That's what it is. I mean, they're so brazen that they have said there are no reported bans from the Eclipse menu. Completely 100% safe. And then when you go to like Zeta, this is like a Call of Duty Modern Warzone hack, which is actually something I would really highly advise, if anybody even thinks of hacking, to highly stay away from. I mean, they want you to require virtualization, which isn't the VM build that I'm talking about. This isn't related necessarily to that. Mandatory secure boot disabled. So obviously, they're definitely loading things that, listen, do not trust any software that wants you to fucking remove secure boot like this to launch their program. Just telling you that right now. But if you look closely, they're all running within Windows 10. Where's the fucking VMs that we're banning? Why am I getting hit? They're running straight up fucking... Look at that. These are just... This dude knows from God sending soldiers over. I don't fucking get it. And then here's Valorant's Demonware, which has a 24-hour access. So you're literally paying $8.99, like almost $10, to fucking run this aimbot only hack with one goal: hit your target. And then look at that, Valorant's putting a lot of effort into detecting hackers. God bless. What a great game. I hate the anti-cheat, but if it works, it fucking works. Do not rage hack. Use a different computer. And then here's the fun part about it too, right? Like, you look around, secure boot must be disabled. All of this bullshit. Here's the even better part. The product is a one-time purchase for personal use on your PC, may not work on a public, shared, even a fucking virtual PC. So this may not even work under VMs. Who knows? It probably doesn't work under a virtual machine, just so that they can prevent people from reverse engineering their shitty fucking hack. But yeah, that's for example, that's the market you're looking at. There are so many ways to hack into these games. Memory manipulation, fucking around with your drivers, all of that sort of shit. That using a virtual machine, the way that I do, VFIO, KVM, is almost one of the last fucking resorts for a lot of hackers. When you look at computer hacking and you look at hacking a video game, the harder something is to fucking perform, the further people are going to stay away from it because of, its complexity. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And that's exactly what I'm looking at the situation. Me and my fellow gamers who are in the Linux and VFIO camp are being unfairly fucking targeted for cheats that are so easy to perform. All right, when you look at games like Rocket League, or you look at anything out there, okay, Fortnite, whatever, running hacks is not fucking difficult. Now, this is a big problem on PC gaming, and a lot of it is the reason why I mostly play single player on PC anyways, and I've primarily switched most of my multiplayer to console gaming. Normally, I would never console game to play a first-person shooter in multiplayer, but at this point, I fucking have to. Now, if you look at console games, before anybody gets the wrong idea, there are no hacks on consoles. Allow me to explain. Because of the open nature of a fucking PC, where you can inject code into programs, you can, fucking modify memory, you can do everything with far more relative ease, hacking on a console is not possible. There does not exist any homebrew exploits for the firmware on PS5 or any of the Xbox One's, levels of consoles. Even though that the PS4 has been hacked, for example, and I made a video on showing you running Halo on on a PS4, because a console requires you to update its firmware constantly. You always have to have the most updated firmware to connect online in the first place. Here's a fucking, look, here's a big leap of logic right now, right? Let's say that firmware 2.1 on the PlayStation 5 gets fucking hacked. You can inject all of the, hacks you want onto Call of Duty, whatever. Sony releases patch 2.2 with the fix for all of the security vulnerabilities. Then they tell the server that, hey, these guys want to play some fucking online video games? They need firmware 2.2. There you go. They fucking cleared out the hacks. That's why anytime a console gamer tells me there's a hacker on PlayStation, no, there's no hacker. You just fucking suck. The only shady thing is Cronus Maxes, where, you know, people who play Rainbow Six Siege on a console use a keyboard and mouse, so it like absolutely shits on people who are on controllers. I don't know how you even fix that, by the way. It's just fucking impossible. But, ladies and gentlemen, I am at a war with anti-cheat, and I'm sorry if this video is dry. I fucking hope it was passionate. I am so sick and tired of seeing how these cheat developers consistently make products that literally are running within Windows 10, literally are running by modifying hardware devices, literally are running without the use of virtual machines or anything. And not to say that that method isn't used, but there are far more consistently easier ways that these developers are utilizing. And you know what? At the end of the day, anti-cheat developers aren't fucking fighting it hard enough. They're targeting things that really don't need to be targeted. And I don't know, maybe it's a lack of fucking trying, maybe it's all of this nonsense, but it just bodes really unwell for people in my community and whatnot. Ladies and gentlemen, anti-cheat is one of those things that I fucking hate, and I feel like the more invasive it gets, the more pointless it also becomes, because it's almost as if the actual target isn't exactly well placed at all anyways. You know, hacking has grown tremendously. Okay, at this point, I would say the last year, 2020, my level of playing multiplayer games has been absolutely annoying on PC. I'm not saying that I'm the best fucking player in the world, but if some dude's snapping to my head like John fucking Wick every goddamn round, there's a problem with the online network and how the game handles cheating. So I don't really know what the fix is to this, but what I do know is I absolutely despise the way that the current solutions are being handed out. You guys are anti-cheat developers. Most of y'all are targeting the wrong fucking people. You're not targeting the right hacks. You're not giving enough of a shit to really, you know, warrant all of this. So yeah, fuck it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mudahar. And if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.